Welcome back, dudes and dudettes. This is, of course, your number one blockchain enthusiast, Liger here, and today I'm going to be talking about none other than NFTs, and more specifically, we're going to be focusing on up-and-coming NFT sales, which you should definitely check out. Now, that being said, I want to address a couple of points. One being that a lot of people are seeing these massive $1,000,000, multi-$1,000 NFT sales happening on Variable and other Ethereum platforms where Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, people are selling these giant art pieces. And the fact of the matter is that these sales are not really engineered for your everyday people. These are sales ultimately for rich people. Some people have speculated that there's some type of money laundering going on behind these actions. Who knows? But for the most part, you shouldn't really be focusing on these art pieces because they are not something that you're gonna find a buyer for all the time. So you might buy a very expensive art piece, and more expensive it is, more harder it will be to sell. And that is why I really recommend people to really invest on these pack sales for franchises, what we see here on Flow with Topshots and UFC, and then on Wax we have the Garbage Pail Kids and other types of sales like Street Fighter, which are a lot more like resellability, and the packs are just like a lot more better deal all the time than your Ethereum pieces. Another thing which we have talked about or seen a FUD about is the anti-NFT movement, making the case that NFTs are ecological. Yes, Ethereum is a proof of work chain, meaning that there is going to be some type of CO2 emissions through the mining, but most of the blockchains, I talked about it on the yesterday's video, only 24 of the top 300 blockchains are, actually proof of work. So most of them are proof of stake, which doesn't actually require GPU or CPU mining, meaning that they are eco-friendly. Also, another point that I really want to make is that governments and banks actually consume a shit ton of energy. And yes, Ethereum will also be going into proof of stake in the future. So there's a lot of misinformation created by the globalists regarding the NFTs and how, they're not green friendly. It is actually the opposite, but I'm not going to be blabbing about that any longer. It is just sad that this woman did this propaganda piece on Medium and that it got a lot of attraction at ArtStation, which made them cancel their sales, etc. But let's move on. One of the things I first want to talk about is this great video that I was introduced to called The Blockchains of Ready Player One, which is obviously the movie. I haven't actually seen the movie, but I know roughly what it's about, and I've seen obviously the trailer and this video. And this video goes pretty well into detail about all of these things, how inside the game of the Ready Player One, like everything basically could be turned into NFTs using the oracles, engine, and arcs. Different types of technologies that have been introduced, and it's a pretty good video like illustrating for non-tech savvy blockchain users what exactly is the end game of NFTs, where it can be utilized at. And I think that is very cool in so many ways, because NFTs can pretty much do everything. You can have your marriage certificates, your land ownership, your digital ownership, everything can be created almost as an NFT, and there's so much potential here with NFTs. And definitely recommend watching this video. It's by Market Square, and thanks for them for sponsoring this segment of this video. But I think it's a very informative, and it has some really interesting key points also about NFTs in general. But let's get into the actual NFT sales which are happening in the future. So starting off with Exit Limbo, they are actually trading these, or about to sell these digital trading cards, and they're about to launch in March. According to their roadmap, this might be actually pushed into perhaps into April. And one of the things you can see here from the ghetto, the artwork is really high. That's something you want to really look into in a lot of your sales. If the artwork is not very good, a lot of people usually don't tend to want to buy them. So there's a lot of different arts here, which are like these humanoid types of animals here, which I'm obviously a big fan of, always been, and I really like this Vivian one, for example, here, the Rasta rat here. And then we have rhinos and everything, and there's going to be a pretty low supply for a lot of these things, and there has been already like a bit of a premiere cards, I believe, already released, And there's going to be Limbo backs happening in March, according to their roadmap. It might be actually delayed to next month. We actually have so many sales on Wax coming out, and there's going to be a game that they are working on. And you can see a bit of screenshots here on the screen. So it's a bit of like a smack 'em up type of a, game, beat 'em up games, like I guess like similar to your Battletoads and what's the other one? Dragon Fury, or I can't remember the games right now. Basically, this is another sale that I'm going to be participating personally, so definitely want to look into it. And Wax, obviously, this sale is done in Wax, not in credit card, which is another reason to also participate on the sale. And obviously, every NFT that has a game behind it, I think, is a lot more valuable for the long term. Another one that we have is Leonard Nimoy, which is, rest in peace, Star Trek legend, obviously, and this is happening on 25th. And it's going to be similar to the William Shatner, which probably was the mastermind behind this, bringing on the sale and everything. And this is actually going to be cancer research going into it's a form of cancer that Nimoy died into, and this will be where a portion of the money will be going into. Rest of the money will be going obviously into the family, and then there's obviously the fees and everything that are attached to this. And this is going to be credit card only, and I'm still looking very forward to it. I'm going to be participating on, probably going to be buying 2 mega packs or something. These are going to be selling out. And, the Shatner sale did really well, so I really recommend getting, reserve your money and be prepared to basically participate in it, because I think you're going to be getting your money back. And obviously there's a limited amount of these packs being sold at, which is 3,000 per each, 6,000, and given the posture and the legacy of Star Trek, I think it's going to be good. There's going to be these sort of, shard pieces, and they can be basically combined into bases, which is good. So you can't actually get base drops. You can only get some of these cards, and they kind of use the same mechanisms as the Shatner sale did. And I really like actually this card layout that they have done. It's very clean and simplistic, but I rock the style. And as I said, this goes into fighting COPD, which is the disease behind it. So and there's actually like a 1 free drop going on, so I'm very looking forward to this one, and I will be streaming it. But let's move on. Another one that we have is the Godzilla sale on Wax. This is by Tops. I'm really expecting that this will be the second largest after Street Fighter on Wax. I really believe that. I think it's going to be, as long as the tokenomics check out. It's going to be obviously credit card only. Well, it's too bad for some people, obviously, who want to buy it with Wax, but they can obviously buy the packs a bit overpriced, obviously, from the second market. And they have already revealed a couple of pictures here. I'm sorry, actually, this is the tweet about it. So there is going to be different types of arts. Actually, I might have lost the link here, but whatever. But definitely going to be a big sale. This is going to be on March 31st. Or the 30th, I think, if I remember right. So another sale happening in very, very soon, which I will be participating and streaming on the channel. So make sure when you hit the subscribe button and like button, and also that bell button, so you will know the streams will be online. Next up, we have NBA Topshots, which happen regular basis, and these can go for crazy prizes. I actually got one for free, which I forgot to redeem, and very sad about that. My friend got another one, and he got $1,500 from that NBA Top Shot sale. Obviously, there are some issues with Flow blockchain because it's been more centralized, and these sales, like, you're not able to withdraw the money immediately. And I think there was just like a small type of a KYC base here, but you really want to keep your eyes on for the Top Shots. They have been selling pretty well. And there's kind of like a buy order. It's a bit of a different system, but definitely a lot of value stored in these, in my opinion. Now, moving on, here's the Godzilla stuff that we have. So here's basically, let's make this a bit larger. So you have we have a kinetic here, the GP animation, a motion sketch, the comic covers look really nice. So this one's probably going to be the more rare one. and the kinetic one probably also going to be selling pretty good. It's also nice to see that it seems most of them are animated, so usually animated NFTs are more valuable in the eyes of investors and collectors alike. Then we have the UFC sale. I don't know when it's exactly going to be happening. I know Joe Rogan is probably going to be shilling it out, and I think it's going to be pretty big. Is it going to be as big as NBA Topshots? Perhaps not. But it's another one that you definitely want to perhaps participate on. So this is another one on the flow that you don't want to miss on. And then we have another one which is going to be happening in a couple of days, which is MotoGP, the biggest biking, I think, sport. So, and there's going to be actual game behind it. So these are gameplay assets which you're going to be owning. So those are going to be pretty good. And this is part of the Rev token, which has been doing phenomenally as of late. And there's been a couple of sales already attached to the MotoGP. I think they have sold... no, actually, that was Formula 1. So there's going to be packs on the sale. I think there's going to be some other stuff. And I think these items can be installed on your bikes, and then they will be running faster or just looking visually better. So time trial mode, management mode, events and tournaments. So these are going to be pretty big. Obviously, as long as the games are good. But people are going to be buying it regardless anyways to FOMOing in. But that's another one you want to keep your eyes on to. And our last sale also is going to be on Wax. This is called Cartoons, which is by EOS Amsterdam and R2, which were behind the Rap Zombies or Rap Monsters. And these are kind of like caricatures, I can't say that word properly, out of Disney stuff and Looney Tunes. And these one also could be selling out pretty well. This is Casper. You got Donald Duck here and He-Man, and this is going to be happening on 6 days, so another one that I will be participating on. I've been buying the Monsters of Rap in like an aftermath, but I will be basically buying these probably on sale and likely going to be streaming this as well. The supply amounts are, in my opinion, pretty small here. So less than 6,000 or less than 5,000 actually, which is a good number in my opinion. Anything above that usually may not do very well, even though if you get like very higher level cards, you're probably going to be getting a pretty good price on them. And there's different varieties here. And just to like say, the EOS Amsterdam sales have been doing pretty well in the past, so it's another like safe investment to be investing in, obviously, in the future. And I lastly want to plug in this website, which helped me to actually find some of these sales going on. This is called NFTReleases.com. I'm going to leave the link down below. And here's some of the things that are going to be happening in the future, such as Monster Hunter, Ultraman, and Back to the Future. These are going to be pretty big, and these are going to be on Vive, which is the ecomi blockchain, and ecomi is on GoChain. So this one is also something that I bought recently, but I don't know like how their NFTs are going to be participating on. But hey, you got Jurassic Park here, Superman, Back into the Future, Batman, a lot of different things which could be very valuable in the future, and they have this AR thing going on. So another token and NFT set to really look into in future. But shout outs to this website. But that is pretty much my video for today. Any recommendations for other NFT sales I'm willing to listen to, obviously. And I will be seeing you obviously on the streams when they will be happening later down this month. And that's pretty much it. And I will be seeing you guys on the next video. Make sure to subscribe, yada yada yada. I will be seeing you guys next time. Cheers.